It's that time of year again. Welcome. This is Lads Talk. I'm Sadik. This is
Garis.
Yes. And what time of year again is it? It's the GCSE time of year, the A level time of year, and perhaps uni assignments or uni exams. And everyone's stressing and losing their hair, balding, which I myself have experienced lately. And Garis, some people have asked where I found him, the bomb under the bridge. Thank you for this. Well, I'm gonna put it somewhere here, the TikTok comment. Yeah. But yeah, so it's an important time because people are actually stressing. I still have students who I tutor and stuff like English and things like that, and they're worried that I got exams coming up, I got this, how am I meant to focus on English and business and maths and science and art, and they go on and on and on about how am I going to do it, I'm stressed, my parents expect this and this and this. And you know what, I'm here to tell you something that people don't tell you, which is it doesn't matter. Okay, and now the parents, I hope you don't come into the comment section and now slaughter me and
bombard the comments.
Yeah, once I said in front of someone's older brother. Yeah. So the older brother, like in their 30s, and I said, he was asking about his younger brother, like, what grade do you think he's going to get? I said, well, he's capable of getting a 9, which is like the A star now in GCSEs. Yeah, nowadays, yeah. I said, he's capable of getting a 9, but you know what, like, if he's having a bad day, he'll get a 7. And that's, to be honest, for his level.
That's good. I'll take a 7.
Do you know what I mean?
Good.
It's still an A.
7, if you guys don't know who's watching this, 7 is equivalent to a B, isn't it?
An A, yeah. A. 7 is an A. So they do.
No, I thought 8 was A star, 9 is A star star.
9 is A star.
Oh yeah, 6 is a B,
yeah,
innit? Yeah,
that's it. So, right. So they anyway. So I said that to them, and he smiled at me, and then to his brother he turned and he said, "If you get anything lower than a 9, you're not coming back into the house." Yeah, and I know obviously he's joking, innit? Yeah. Because he ended up getting an 8 anyway. So and he's still in the house. Yeah, hats off to him. But that pressure that comes from all directions, that you have to get this grade and you can't fail and blah blah blah. So look, it's important. The reason you should watch this, especially if you're taking GCSEs or A levels or you're in uni right now, you really do need to watch this. Even if you skip, use the timestamps, it doesn't matter. But you have to watch this because there's certain things that the stage in life that you're in right now, I think it's important to understand that
it doesn't have a big impact on your life or on your
later
future
on,
as what you think in your brain.
That's it. And this is coming from a degree graduate, a person who's taken apprenticeships, gone through college, gone through high school, and all of that shebang. Now I'm working and doing.
I went through secondary school, college, uni. Yeah. That's it.
So GC, so it's a good. I think whatever we're gonna say, whatever we're gonna say is only for your betterment. It's not so you slack off on your grades or anything like that. But anyway, we'll start and we'll go along. So the first things first is, I said GCSEs don't matter, yeah. And do you agree with me? Yeah or no?
100%. I can give my personal experience with that. So I came from an Asian background, and academically, I wasn't the smartest. As in, at my times, English and maths were numbers, and the rest were letters. So I wasn't getting the B's, the A's. I was capable of C's. I can get a pass. I can if I put in the effort. If I did put in the effort and actually study for the subject, I can get a B. But that was it. I couldn't get A's. But in my GCSEs, my actual GCSEs, I didn't live up to my standards and expectations. You can say I've done below parish, half in it. I could have done better. And I remember when I opened the results, I saw English language 3. I was like, oh no. In my head, I was like, because the thing is, I think I said this in the podcast. I said this. I don't know if I said this in.
We actually done an audio episode last year on this topic, but we can't. It was audio first of all, so I don't think many people want to watch it. And secondly, we didn't cover everything that we wanted to in it.
So, I'm grateful for my parents for not giving me the stress, the pressure as much to get like A's, A stars, and B's in it. But when I got the brown envelope when you just open it and slowly maths I got 4, English 3, I was like no. So I opened it and I was like, I'm done, I'm screwed. When I go home, I'm done for. I was literally like really scared because of the reaction I was gonna get. And like, but on top of that, I'm the oldest child. On top of that, and it's me doing the GCSEs for the first time in it. So that's like another pressure I have as well. So when I went home, I expected like the usual in it, all the being, shouting. Well, actually, not that time beings. It's just like shouting and stuff, and they're gonna be disappointed. And I'm gonna say this. I remember, my mom and my sister were cleaning the house, and I got in, and I just, I think I just broke down. I don't remember. Actually, it's been so long. I think I broke down.
Well, like you're crying.
And yeah, because it's like I let my parents down. As in, like, I couldn't pass all the subjects. I did all right actually. In some subjects, I passed 6 after reset of English. I did all right, but it's like I could have done better. And seeing English fail straight away, it just put me down in it. And the whole it's not my mom's pressure; it's the Asian pressure in it.
Yeah.
And at that time, I did have the thinking. Now I don't care, but back then I cared about what other people see in the outside. So I had that as well. You know, they're gonna like, how's my mom gonna go and tell the people around us that this is what he got? He failed English. So I did have that in mind back then, and I literally broke down. And to me, it felt like it was the end of the world. But I'll give it to my family because they were very supportive, especially my mom. I didn't expect her to be so supportive and all of that. Like, that's when I realised that they're not the typical Asian parents. They're really supportive. I actually felt like it was the end of the world. I actually had that feeling. I was depressed. I was crying. And now I think back here, is there like, it doesn't matter at all. It doesn't even 1%. The only thing that's very important is like, keep this in mind. You need to pass maths and English. It's not, you don't need to get like A's or 9s. You just need to get a 4. That's it. The most important thing is just pass maths and English, and that's it. And move on with life. And for me, like, what I believe in Christianity is everything happens for a reason. So back then I was really sad and whatnot. I'm like, I'm a year behind because of English, isn't it? Recip. So then when I look back, it's still like it's God's plan, because what my plan was, going to A Levels, and I forgot what I picked. It was like sports and some other things. And I wanted to do engineering, and I was like, that's nowhere in line with engineering. So this is why God made me go through that, because then I went to college and I actually did engineering. And then after that, I went to uni, did engineering. You think I can go with engineering with sports or whatever I picked? Do you get it?
Okay.
What's funny?
No, because I was thinking, like, half the stuff you mentioned, I was going to mention that. For example, you mentioned about you only need English and maths, innit? Yeah. And you like what you said about you don't need to stress and stuff. It's so true, because I worked in high school first, and then after that I moved to college. This is as a teacher, by the way. Yeah. So I was working in a college as a teacher, and my job was an English teacher, and I was covering students who passed who failed their English GCSEs. So either I have to help them pass their English GCSEs on the retake, that's in November, and I think July the following year.
Yeah. So if you get closer to, even if you fail, if you get a D or a 3, they let you retake in November because you're like a few marks off a pass, innit? Yeah. But if you're way off, then you just reset.
And the other thing was, so if you get below level below 3, grade 3
now is 3, yeah, so, which is a D.
So what they do, if you get 3 or below, what they do is they put you in another class, which is functional skills, yeah. And I wish I knew about this, because I would have told more kids like who are
I don't know about this until afterwards.
So who are anxious and like depressed about the whole thing. Functional skills is basically lower than GCSEs, but it still has
it's still like for jobs and stuff, because all they care about is in GCSEs, maths and English you pass. They consider that functional skills, I think it's level 2, isn't it?
It's level 2, yeah.
Level 2, yeah. Even though it's literally below GCSEs,
yeah.
And below college doesn't matter. It's below GCSEs. They still accept that as a GCSE English pass.
It's I think, I don't know if it's the level 2 or if it's, I forgot now, if it was level 2 or level 3 functional skills, it's the equivalent of a past GCSE basically, yeah. So that's what I was teaching, and it's the easiest thing ever. It's like write a letter, write an email to such and such, and it's so easy to pass. And then if they do well and they're under 18 or under 19, they have the opportunity to actually take the GCSE English as well. So that was my job. So I realized for maths and English, which is the 2 main ones, that's all you need. So all this stress about art has to be good and business and stuff, it's all a pride thing. It's nothing to do with the actual thing is going to impact you. I know you mentioned that you don't need good grades for certain things, but for example, if someone wants to go to a really posh college,
then you need to obviously get the grades.
yeah, so if they want to go to a posh college or a very technical college and they ask for, you need this thing, that's a different story. But again,
I'm talking for the people like me who just wants to go up into college or work your way up the education system, but they're not looking to go into a high standard college or college or A levels. You get it. Yeah. So all they ask is the bare minimum, which is maths and English pass, and obviously the other subjects is you need to get at least pass to get a C, which I did 3 out of the 4 I did.
Yeah. For me, by the way, my GCSE story was funny because so in Muslims there's this, let's just call it special prayer you do, yeah. So it's like your salah you do, and it's called Salatul Haja, yeah. So it's a prayer for necessity. That's literally what it means, for your necessities. So every night I used to do that prayer and I say, oh Allah, please at least give me a C and above. Well, obviously I don't want a D and below. You get it? At least give me a C and above. So then on my GCSE day, when I saw the results, every single exam I got a C and above. You get it? And I was opening it and I just thought, if it's a C, I'm like, I'm not too happy, but I'm like, I'll take it. If it's a B, that's my A star for me, innit? Obviously, my family have a different idea, and they have a different idea of how it should look. My brothers went to boarding school, so they done their GCSEs, but it wasn't looked at as important because they were doing different types of studies. That was more important.
Was it Islamic?
Yeah, Islamic. So that was more important for my parents to see. But for me, you're going to I went to an Islamic secondary school, but at the same time, it was the secondary school education's there as well, like the GCSEs and stuff. And the funniest part of that is I had the expectation of doing the Islamic side and I have to do the English side. And, my grades normally were quite good. So my parents already expected this guy's going to get A's and, he's going to become a doctor and stuff, yeah. So the typical ones. And what happened is, I'm opening the sheet, and my one's not an envelope. Yeah, I can't remember how it was.
For me, it's like a mini brown envelope, yeah, and you open it.
Yeah,
the small brown ones. That's how my one was.
My one was a sheet of paper, different sheets of paper that say, and it's like what's it called? EdXL, OCR, AQA. They just give you slips of paper.
Yeah, mine was all the subjects here, grades, and something like that.
That's what I remember. But then I saw so many B's, and I was like, oh my god, I got so many B's. I was like, you know what, this is so sick. I got so many B's. Like science, yeah. Science was my best one because every single module B B B B B. So science I got all B's. I remember IT I got distinction star. English I got B's and A's. So our one, we didn't have all these so many, because it's Islamic school, we didn't have that many options and stuff, but we did have Urdu, yeah, and we had Arabic. And I remember Urdu I got A star. I think overall I got A, but I got so many, like 2 A stars, 2 A's, and overall I think it like counted it down to A. And then Arabic I got B. Like, so I got very, if you look at it in the bigger picture, like people watching this who've probably done GCSE or they're doing it, they're like, well, that's not very good. Do you know what I mean? Like, why am I taking advice from you? But it's not that. It's not, I didn't get those results because I didn't revise. I didn't get those results because I'm stupid. Because even my maths, for example, I got put for maths in year 10, so I did my maths early.
Oh, so you're one of them. Oh, so you're smart.
No, I'm not smart. The teacher saw, that's a
I know.
He's a good boy. I'll just put him
you in set 1 for maths?
We didn't have sets. It's such a small school. The whole thing is a set.
Oh, because you didn't grow up with...
So yeah, I got put for maths in year 10, so I did it 1 year early. So
that means you're smart. Just to let you know, that means you're smart.
All right. Anyway, but the teacher just thought I was a good boy, so he'd put me. Anyway, the point being, did all those GCSEs. I revised for I didn't revise the way I would now. I didn't revise like that because, in all honesty, I had trouble focusing, first of all. And second of all, some things just didn't make sense to me. We also, by the way, we didn't have an English teacher. From year 7 to year 11, we didn't have an English teacher. All our English teachers were random, what do you call them? Substitute teachers, you get? And the substitute teachers, they're just teaching whatever they want to teach. There's nothing on this curriculum or the syllabus. We only had one who used to teach us after school for booster. And even then, that was like useless because we never done that in the exams. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? The only subject I actually studied with proper sweat and tears was English because we didn't have an English teacher. And so you had 3 of us were on higher paper and everyone else was on foundation. And do you know why I was on the higher paper? Because he's a good boy.
Is that natural reason?
Well, we didn't have an English teacher, so how would they have classified that? Oh, this guy's smart because in the exam he thinks I'll put him for higher. They didn't even bother doing that. They just thought he's a good boy, just chuck him in higher, and that's it. That's why I was in higher, and I was like, that's ridiculous. But anyway, so we did that, and passed all my GCSE, alhamdulillah. And I just thought I never sweated properly about it because I just thought, whatever grade I get, I'm revising for it. Whatever I do, and I'm praying for it as well. Whatever I do now is what I deserve, And then I thought, you know what? The hardest, most difficult exam of my life is finished. Wow. You know what? I'm so happy. I am going to live the rest of my life.
When I did my last exam, that's how I felt, man. I was so happy. I was like, finally, like, I'm done with this BS.
And then 2 months later, college begins, yeah? So you're thrown into A levels.
A levels / college. There's two different ways you can take it.
A levels / you got B techs in it.
Yes, B tech. A levels is worth more.
Yeah.
But it's equivalent.
Yeah, and so you got thrown into that, and then I remember taking English language and literature, chemistry.
Come on.
Chemistry, business, and BTech IT. That's what I took, yeah? I dropped chemistry after the first year. In my first exam of chemistry, guess what I got, yeah? I got A. Yeah. Wallahi, I don't know how I got A, yeah? But I got an A. Second unit, I got E, And then the last one, I remember in the exam, I couldn't be bothered. So I said to the teacher, I haven't studied for this. There was also problems in the place where I was studying, let's just say, and they didn't have a chemistry teacher either, basically. And I remember he didn't teach us Unit 3 properly. Unit 1, the one I got an A, I worked my butt off for that, and it was basic, so I think I got an A for that reason. And then Unit 2 was hard, but I somehow got an E, which was sick. And then Unit 3 was just killer, and I didn't study it. And then I just thought, forget this. And then I remember handing my paper early, and then I had to just sit there, and afterwards I just remember walking home playing Doodle Jump on iPhone just came out recently then, so I was playing Doodle Jump, this game, innit? And but I remember like the exams and the studies for A levels were killer, and I was like, GCSEs was meant to be the end of it. What the hell am I doing?
Wait, what do you mean? I thought you were in college.
In college,
for you,
for
it's different.
A-levels,
For you, it's different.
For A levels, I did 2 years. I'm just saying, like, overall A levels.
Did you do the actual A levels the way the school is now, or did you go into college and did it that way?
No, so what I'm saying is that our school, what they did, they like became a sixth form, let's just say, yeah. So after year 11, they added 2 more years into the school and became sixth form.
Oh, so you did the actual A level.
So the way they did that is they linked so they linked with another college, and then that college I used to go there, and then they used to give teachers and stuff. And I remember A levels being so bloody hard, and I was just thinking, GCSEs, why did I stress for that? I mean, the small amount of stress that I did, that wasn't worth it. Look at A levels, and A levels, I remember, was the first time I locked myself in my room, and I remember hardcore, like, studying for A levels. Yeah, like, I need to take this seriously, I need to do this properly. And then A levels, I passed them, alhamdulillah. Not the chemistry, I chucked that after first year, but the business and English I passed with good grades. And then I got BTech IT, I got distinction star, and then I got offered a scholarship at uni. Because of that distinction star, I got offered a computer science scholarship, but that uni sucks, yeah. And it's definitely not worth it. I won't say, but it's like, it's not worth it. Like, imagine you're getting your uni paid for you. It's the best thing, and I didn't want to do it. First of all, uni's rubbish. The thing that they're teaching is not even like useful, and I just thought I want to go into something else. So obviously I went into the most useful degree that there is in this world, English, because that's much better, obviously. So I did English and Spanish, and I went uni. But it's just the difference between A levels and GCSE was so ridiculous that I was like, you guys did not prepare us in GCSE to get to this level. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I was doing rocket science.
Yeah. So I didn't actually go into A levels after GCSEs. I went into college and did BTech. But what I've heard from my friends and the people around me, that A levels is much harder, it's much intense, and like what you just said, now the jump didn't prepare you. And but thank God I didn't get to experience that, because I don't know how I would have coped with it. But with my experience, I went to college and I did BTech engineering for 3 years. The reason why I did 3 years, I did level 2 because I failed English, and then level 3, which is equivalent to A levels, is 180 credit. So when I went into college, this is weird, I went into college my enrollment day.
Yeah.
And they were like, I was like, I need to resit English. I failed, didn't it? They're like, no, it's good because you got a 6 in literature. This is weird. This is what doesn't make sense in my head. I got a 6 in literature, but then 3 in language. I was like, how does it make sense? But
yeah, it carries. I think when I was teaching college, they said that if someone has literature at least 5, then they can carry on. Basically, I think that was the
So I was like, calm, and I don't really like English anyways. So then I went to level 3 first year, and then how do you call it? Like you know how you get like head of year in it. So I had like for my department, I had a head of engineering. He comes to me, takes me off lesson. He's like, you need to do English, and I was like, what? I was like, I literally got told last year that I don't need to do it. He's like, no, you need to do it, or you can't progress. And I was like, all right. And then because I'm thinking in my head, that there are people around me who haven't got maths in English, and they went straight to level 3, but they said I can't go level 3 because of English. And then in that enrollment day, then I went to so that was the engineering department. Then I went to that's when I went to the English department. They said no. And then what I realized is this is my like theory in it. So when I went to enroll, because there's other people who don't have maths and English, I'm like, how can they straight away go to level 3, but I couldn't? But I'll take this, everything I take as God plans in it. Like you look back in the like, as in you look back in the past, and you're like, oh, it starts to make sense in it. So my theory is because there's obviously space in it for level 3. I think it was too much and they couldn't accept anymore, so they just used it as a reason to just push me down. Because the level 3 first year, it was a new English department, and I just done it. And so I was going English lessons, and then because I couldn't be asked to wait a whole year, I was like, I don't like English. It's so, and on top of that, I like live far away from my college, so it's long going there. I kind of finish like early-ish at times, it's alright. But coming home like 5, 6, like work, traffic and stuff, innit? What do you call it?
rush hour.
That's a rush hour. So I was like, I can't handle this. So I paid extra. You can pay extra to do private exams, innit? I paid it in my school again. And I was like, I'm not waiting till July, because the college I went to was paying for me for July, innit? So I was like, I'm not waiting, and I just done it in November and got out of the way.
Yeah. But okay, so I want to ask you then, like you went college, yeah?
Yeah.
Obviously, I know this, but for the viewers, so in college, what did you take?
So I took engineering.
So
because at that time I wanted to pursue engineering.
Okay, yeah. You wanted to know?
Yeah, no, because this is what like always gets me. Like even when I was at uni, I have a lot of thoughts like this. So I really enjoyed business because I did business GCSEs. I enjoyed it, and I got a pass. I got a C. And then, so that when at the time I thought it's the end of the world, I didn't know what to do next. Business never popped up in my mind. So I was there like, it was just engineering. And I'm there like, all right, let's do engineering. So then I went and enrolled, and that's how it went about. So, so then with engineering, it wasn't, if I'm being honest, it wasn't as hard compared to
it says you, innit?
It wasn't. I don't think it's hard. From what I've heard about A Levels, it's not as hard. It's not as intense. And even to me, I felt like that was easy. The GCSEs had to do 7. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really revise properly for my exams, but the amount of hours and everything I put in, like towards the end, I didn't revise for the actual exam, but the effort I put in, compared, it's more chill. And like the teachers, like, they do care, but they don't care type of thing. And the assignments weren't that hard. Even though I'm not academically up there, I'm like above average, just average or just above. That's what I think. Like I've got the capability to study and stuff in it. I don't find it that difficult. Obviously, not everything's going to be easy in it. It's going to be difficult, but it wasn't that difficult. And college sometimes finishes early, and the way, oh my god, like the teachers are something else. But yeah, I don't think it's as hard. And the weird thing, like, what I would say is, when it came to like assignments and exams, like sometimes the normal procedures, you get a retake in it, but like in A Levels, is that like you have to, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, it's like it counts as a second retake, which you have to wait and kind of do in it. You don't get a second chance, isn't it? With college, it's like, think of it as retake, but it's not second chance. They let you do it as if it's your first time, but you know what you did wrong, and you correct the answer, and you get past distinction. Imagine it's like that. Imagine you get merit, so it's
is that BTEC though?
Yeah.
I think that's BTEC. That's like a coursework thing. I could be
Yeah,
wrong,
but no, I know. But what I'm trying to think is, it doesn't make sense because at the time and even now, like it doesn't make sense. How can you? I was thinking it's not fair for you A-level students. How is it that I get an assignment first time? Obviously, I'm not gonna get everything right, so I got some wrong, and I got like a merit or distinction, and then distinctions or whatever. But I get the exact same questions, and I just correct it and do it. How does that make sense? Because for you guys, it would be like, oh, you didn't do well, do it again. But I'm pretty sure they change it around. Same with exams, isn't it? If you had assignments, I don't know. So that's...
So, wait, are you exposing that you guys cheated? Is that what you're trying to say here? Are you sure you guys didn't cheat?
I did cheat. I was joking. No. But yeah, that's... I don't know if that was normal for beta, but that's my experience with college. And that's why, in my opinion, I don't think college is harder.
No. So okay. So what I would say is, yeah, like I understand from your point of view that then you wouldn't find it harder, yeah. But the thing is, like take it from A levels. With BTEC, because I did both, innit? I did BTEC and A levels, so I got the advantage over you, yeah. I'm gonna be the right one now. BTEC, like I did IT, and it's, you know, was it intense? I don't know, but I just remember it being. All of my studies, I find it easy because if I understand it, it means it's easy. Do you get what I mean? But the exams and how they word the questions, that's the difficult part. But BTEC specifically, because it's let's just look at it as a coursework project.
Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah.
There's more flexibility, freedom. It was easier.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And A level, because it's exam based,
Yeah.
majority was exam based, if I remember correctly. And because it's exam based, it's like you only got one shot to make this count. Do you get it? And then with BTEC, it's like, it's a coursework. You know, my teacher can look at my coursework and can say, hey, you know, you done this wrong and that. You get feedback. But with A-level, it's not like that. Yeah. That's where I think A-levels is hard. Do you get it? And college in terms of A-level is hard in that regard.
Before you carry on, but there's one advantage I can give doing BTEC. Yeah, like I don't know about other courses, but when it came to engineering, I'm pretty sure it's more theory and you barely get practical in it. With me, it's coursework and you get practical as well. Yeah. Like for me, I went into not the lab. How can you say? But you get the workstation downstairs, isn't it?
Yeah, the lab. It's called
lab. Yeah, it's called the lab. And we actually did physical work, and it's like we actually use machines and we understand. So when it comes to writing and stuff, we understand it more in that sense. So it does have an advantage that side.
See, okay, now I'm gonna move us in just because I need to segue. We have to have some standards on the podcast. You mentioned like practically when you done that, you understood it better. Yeah. So that argument of what is better, which one do you go to next after college or after GCSEs? Should you plan to go take an apprenticeship or should you go down the university route? What side are you on in that argument?
Apprenticeship all the way. Uni's not it.
Go on. You explain why you think that.
So after college, I went to uni, and my parents didn't force me. I think it was just the general Asian, like I guess, like that's the way to go, innit? That's how I went uni. So I went on the uni route, and I do regret it, but I don't.
How do you regret it and you don't at the same time? Do you choose one? Bloody hell.
So I regret it in the sense that I actually didn't learn anything. It wasn't helpful. And for me, it was lockdown 2020. Yeah. So everything online, paying 9k, like 9.25 online. Really, like you dumb. That's not gonna cost that much. It's gonna be not even like 10% of that. Do online, and the teachers weren't there as well. Second year, same thing. They did give us the opportunity to go in person, which I did take, but everyone's more online. It was more online based. And then third year, it was fully in person, and I went. But I didn't get the full uni experience because of lockdown, innit? The way compared to you and other people, and even like people younger than me, because they're starting, like they get the full uni experience in that sense. I'm not talking about student life, I'm talking about the actual academic life, innit? Because what they teach, it's like it don't make sense, and you can do it yourself. And
what uni stuff?
Yeah, I don't really understand. literally the teachers, they just read off the slides and stuff in it. Some modules, I can't lie, yeah, second and third year, first year and second year was alright. It did help, but it was not really it. The thing is, yeah, when you like, I didn't get the best grade in uni when I came out, and the thing is now, like nowadays, which you can agree as well, they don't care about the paper. They care about experience. If you've got no experience and you're out, you can have first class and no experience. They wouldn't take you in. You imagine you got the best grade you can. You worked your ass off and you're struggling to get a job in your field. Or even like another field, just like maybe financially, or you want to get experience in it. Mm-hmm. But I think back like 8 years ago, before our time, I think back then the grade did matter without experience, isn't it?
No. Do you know what it is? Yeah, like I see that argument used like quite a lot. Okay, so the argument of the paper doesn't matter or the degree doesn't matter, and you also mentioned like you can learn that stuff online. You know, something technical, STEM subjects like I think it's science, tech. No,
that's a new thing that my cousins and brother, like my brother have. I didn't have it back in my time.
It's like STEM subjects. Yeah, I can't remember. I put it up last time. I forgot the meaning of it. But STEM is like science subjects, technical subjects. Yeah. I think it's engineering and it's
there's
maths.
Engineering in the world. Yeah, maths.
Those subjects are so technical and difficult and also specialized. Yeah, that you have to learn from a university, because you can't go online and then check, PubMed, or you're going to check like online health or NHS website 111 to learn how to operate or become a surgeon. Do you get what I mean? So university for those subjects is really important. Like
no, I would say this is my opinion, yeah, bro. The reason why when I say I regret uni is because when I was learning, I didn't really understand so like with when I went to college, I did the experience and I did the theory. It kind of helped me understand in it. But with uni, you can for you with A level, it's just theory, but then you don't really do that much practical, and it doesn't make sense. So, because like with uni, when you finish, you come out, you're on debt, you get a paper, whatever grade you get, that's it, no experience, and you're struggling, even for a simple admin job. Yeah, but with apprenticeship or degree let's go apprenticeship first. Yeah, you get paid. You most of the week you work, you probably do once or twice a week studying, and you're not in debt. And when you come out, 3-4 year apprenticeship, you get a job, whether it's within the company you've done the apprenticeship or somewhere else. And that's why I think it's better, because it's 2 in 1. With uni, it's just you get no experience. There is the option for placement, but most people don't do it. And with me, I just wanted to like finish the whole uni thing, so I don't bother to even apply. But what I've heard people in my courses, it was just the process and application is long for placements, and most of them got rejected. Only one of them got accepted in my whole, my university year, innit? Mm-hmm. People doing university with me. And degree apprenticeship is better because you get a degree out of it, and just it's self-explanatory, isn't it? It's just apprenticeship and degree together.
Yeah, like I would have said that degree apprenticeship is better than just apprenticeship or just degree, because you got best of both worlds. But I've also done apprenticeship, by the way, and remember, apprenticeships don't always have everything you need. Like certain subjects you just can't do apprenticeship. Do you get it? But
that's medical field.
STEM, like I said, STEM. I mean, STEM you still can get some things.
It's like doctor, nursing, and all of that. All of that field, I would say.
My point is this: the university system. The reason why most people disagree, and I agree, by the way, like you did online that 1 year and you're paying 9k. I don't agree with that at all. I think that should have been heavily discounted or something, because that was not university. Even taking your exams and assignments online, I know loads of people who've done that, right? So I don't think that's worth it. And also uni being 9k, I also don't see the point of that price.
But even at your time, are you saying?
Yeah, at my time it was 9k as well, but university used to be £2,000. The government should be supplying it. It's Scotland, they have free university for Scottish residents. So here's my point, I know the financial side, the loan side, the student loan and all that puts you in debt, but most people go to university without a plan. That's the massive and major problem. And then what happens is those who see them afterwards that, you got a first class degree but you got no job, that's because they're looking at someone who hasn't got a plan. They're looking at someone who also didn't do it strategically. They just went in thinking, I'm going to get this degree and I'm going to get all the jobs in the world. You have to understand, in this climate right now in the UK anyway, getting jobs is hard. You know, even if you just have A levels and you're applying for an admin job, there's lots of people applying for that job. So you need to show some quality about why you're more, beneficial to the role. So for example, you said about apprenticeship trains you. So why, for example, I did English. Yeah. As far as I know, I haven't looked into it. Maybe I'm lazy, but I don't know if there's an English apprenticeship somewhere. Do you get it? Where it would have taught me that, by the English I study is not Shakespeare and all that stuff. It's like forensic linguistics. We did like signature forgery and like we did like cool stuff like that. And then you got, you know, marketing, language, sociolinguistics, psycholinguistics. You got what do you call it? Diglossia, like all these accent stuff. Basically language processing. So it's like cognitive processing, the language of the mind, child's language. All of these things we studied. For me, I would never have bothered to look for that anywhere online. And I don't know if there's an apprenticeship that serves that same thing. Where would I have got that knowledge from? And I wanted to learn about that stuff because I wanted, the whole reason I chose English as my degree was I never had an English teacher from year 7 to year 11, yeah? Even college, the English teachers I had, rubbish, yeah? They were so bad. And I just thought, you know, especially like literature, just an example, literature, or just like thinking about English words and the meaning of words and, you know, taking it in different ways and just something basic like that. Forget what I learned, that was even better, but the basic stuff that I wanted to learn, I just thought there's so many Sadiks who are in the world right now, Asian guys who just don't understand it like that, or, you know, accents and stuff. I just wanted to get it so I could impart that knowledge forward, and that was my intention. So my plan was I'm going to learn English, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that to educate people, because remember, before that I've also memorized the whole Quran. So, you know, the Quran has lots of linguistics in it that you have to understand. So I thought that would also help me, you know, understand that. And I remember someone who's doing a PhD, they came to me and they were asking about certain things that was part of my degree, and I was like, let's go, like, you know, I'm supporting someone with a PhD, you know. So my plan was always that I had my plan figured out. So I know after uni, whether I become a tutor or whether I follow the path of becoming an English teacher, or whether, you know, now the podcast has come about, which obviously I'm not teaching about language, but there's so many skills that I'm saying, whether it's making me money or not, yeah, that's a different thing, okay? Like, it's not about that. It's about my plan. Like when someone asks me, so what do you do now? I don't care if I'm a janitor or as in a cleaner, or I don't care if I'm working in a corner shop. I'm going to say my answer. I'm going to say, this is what I'm doing. And yes, right now things aren't working out, but I'm going to follow this path. Because also doing an apprenticeship doesn't guarantee you success and happiness. It's what you do with it. Yeah. Like if someone doing an apprenticeship, someone doing something physical, let's just take electrician. I'm pretty sure there's an electrician apprenticeship.
There is.
Electrician apprenticeship. I know someone, my neighbor.
Oh, by the way, before I carry on, I hated electrical engineering college and everything. I hated that subject. like the theory was alright. It's just the practical. I hated it.
But I mean, one person who didn't hate it was my neighbor, because he's earning 80k now. Yeah, why is he earning 80k? He doesn't touch any electrical units, nothing. By the way, all he does is he goes to the site. And he has like electricians under him who do the job, and he has to just go all over London and he has to just monitor that it's been a good job. He needs to check it, and he gets 80k for that. Do you know why? He done an apprenticeship first. I spoke to him because I was quite interested. He done an apprenticeship first in electrical engineering, I think it was. After that, he went and I think he did 1 year or something in university, just for the theory, that stuff. Just so
is that possible? You can do 1 year in uni?
I don't know. I can't remember exactly how he explained it, but he done 2 years course. It was an apprenticeship, and then the last final year he had to go uni.
That's a degree, some sort of degree.
I asked him if his degree. He done this in 2007 or something.
Oh, true. Yeah, back then. No.
So he said it was apprenticeship 2 years, and then he done a degree, just 1 year degree, and he got the qualification. Why? Because whenever he wants to apply for a job, yes, you done an apprenticeship, but like we don't have that stamp. You know, people look for that stamp in it. Like you try and apply for most jobs. Degree would be desirable, or you need a 2-1 degree in such and such thing. They do look for that, you know. So you have to have the best of both worlds. And so I'm saying about apprenticeship that you have to do some sort of degree. You have to get some sort of notified, some sort of recognized certificate. Yeah, and with university, you can't just have a recognized certificate. You have to have some recognized experience as well. That I've done something. When I became a teacher, they asked me like, what experience do you have? I said, well, as part of my degree, I did I think it was 6 weeks placement in a school, and I taught. I'm also a tutor, so I have this experience, and you talk them through it as well. And then after that, the college where I applied to, what experience do you have? Oh, I was a teacher in school. Then I left teaching, and then I went into another job that that I'm currently doing, and that job was asking me, why do you think you'd be good in this job? So now I'm like, okay, well, this is not teaching. It's nothing to do with teaching, but I have transferable skills now, because I'm like, well, I know how to do that. I know how to do that. I'm organized. I'm this. And I use that to my advantage. I actually got at the same time, I had 2 job offers.
Yeah,
and I had 2 job offers at the same time, and then the one that paid me high, obviously I went with them. But
do that.
yeah, do you know what I mean? The 2 job offers, neither of them was to do with English, and both asked me why the career change. And I said, well, look, this is my thing. Look, this is my degree. This is what I've done with it. And I just showed them, that's how you get ahead. You can't just say uni is bad, and you also can't say apprenticeship is not as good. You have to give some sort of reason, or you have to kind of merge the 2 together somehow. Anyway, but that's how I would look at it. Whereas I think when you went uni as well, you had kind of like a bad experience with like how you did the assignments and.
No, just the way it works because of lockdown, isn't it? It's all online, and it's more difficult. And like with uni, like, not to be rude, the teachers who can't speak proper English and it's online, they don't know how to use technology, so it just made it more difficult on top of that. But when I say I don't regret it, because I lived out, it's changed me as a person. I learned new things, because you have to do everything by yourself. Like when you're at home, you just let your mom do everything. When you live out, it's all you. If you don't do certain things, you're not going to do it. If you don't cook, you're not going to eat.
But that's another thing. University, I was very introverted until I think my 3rd year of uni, which is when I started like sprouting up, like and that's when I started making enemies in the class. It's so funny because, like you said, uni is like, the way I describe universities, it's a selfish place. No one wants to help you. No one wants to, even people only want you for the assignments. This is I know that people might think, oh well, you're just saying it based on your bad experience, but I'm genuinely not. People only want to be mates with you, and test it out. If you're in uni, test this out with your mates. If you say to them, no, I don't want to show you my assignment, no, I don't want to sit down and do it together, I want to just focus on it myself, then they start getting all iffy about you, like, oh, do you know what I mean? There was lots of people who were like that. They surrounded me because they thought, this guy's quiet, he must be clever as well. That conception, I don't know where they get that idea from, but they always try and hang around me. And then they said, can you give me your assignment? I said, no, I can't, sorry. And then they don't want to be mates anymore. They don't want to sit next to me anymore. And those who were mates with me, and they were friends, and they didn't ask about assignment, nothing, but randomly we used to just work together, whatever, they stayed my mates. That's it, because they weren't there for that. But in general, overall, university is a very selfish place. You have to learn how to recognize people, get along with people. If you just go to uni, go to some lectures, go to the lab, and you go straight home, you're not doing uni. You're paying 9k. Just remember, you're paying 9k or 9.2k to travel to this building and then come straight back. Then you're not using that 9k. Go to the library, study, take their books. They got free books. They read every book you can.
Live out, so you can develop your character, your skills.
I mean, you could live out, but then obviously people might say, oh, that's extra cost and whatever. I'm saying use the uni, the actual building. Do you get it? Yeah. Join a society, do something, build your people skills, build your confidence, your communication. You need to do that stuff, because just your degree, you're paying 9k for a piece of paper. You have to get more out of it. You have to rinse the uni for every single penny that they have, basically. And that's what,
and even the free stuff as well.
And the free stuff, they got lots of goodie bags all the time. But what was I saying? About the 3rd year when I got confidence. I remember. So my final assignment of the final module that I was doing is called language processing, and we had to perform. I say perform. We had to present our findings. It was a research. We took, I think, like 2 months or something. We did research. And it's part of, our research is part of a doctor, an honorary doctor, not medical doctor, her PhD paper that she presented in Germany. So that's our data, that like my presentation and stuff is part of her data now.
Well done. You made it to Germany, man.
Come on. But it is, and like there's a, humble flex, We're going to talk about, what's it called, ego in a future episode, isn't it? So just a humble flex for you. But the thing what happened, there was this one guy, he was in my uni class, and every time, you know, one thing, awkward thing about uni lab sessions, not lectures, yeah? When the teacher asks a question, yeah, no one responds.
Yeah.
Okay, so teacher says, so what do you guys think about XYZ, yeah?
Yeah. But I'm there like, this is the answer. I believe it's right, but I don't
Yeah.
want
I
to
don't
embarrass
wanna say
myself.
it.
I don't
Yeah.
embarrass myself. And then there's like one guy is just like, yeah, and he
Yeah.
says the answer, and I was like, that's what it was right.
Everyone's thinking the same thing
Yeah.
though. And you know, I remember I was like, you know what, no one's answering. It's so awkward, yeah? You know what, this might be wrong. If it's wrong, she'll tell me it's wrong. If it's right, then she'll tell me it's right. And you know, there's nothing. I used to answer every question, yeah? I was that annoying guy who answered every single question that the lecturer had, yeah? There's one guy, his name is James, yeah? He did not like that. And what he did is, whenever he answered the question, it would be wrong. Because he used to, I don't know his mental process, how he was going about it, but he used to always be wrong. And then the teacher used to say, that's not quite right. And she wasn't like rude about it. And then straight away my hand would go up and she'd say, oh yeah, Muhammad, that's correct. So what happened by Muhammad is like the name I had at uni, because, or my full name anyway. So what happened is, this guy, he turns around, the first or second time it happened, he turned around and he goes, oh, you'd be perfect in pub quiz night or something like that, yeah? I was like, I'm not going to do pub quiz night. Shut up. Okay. So everyone was like, ooh. They said, ooh. And I was like, I don't get the violation that just happened, yeah? There's some white violation. I've not thinking, you know, the white people violation, you know what I mean? You'd be amazing at pub quiz night. And I was like, ooh. And I was like, yeah. Yeah.
You just went along with it.
I was like, yeah, ooh, yeah. But they're oohing me, and I'm like, okay. So then he kept doing it every time. Like he was like, oh, don't you have any more answers? Like he used to just randomly say stuff. I didn't realize he was bullying me. I just thought you're just salty. You didn't get the answer right. But someone said to me, they go, I have a mate. He's an Argentinian guy. Yeah, he came up to me. He goes, you do know that guy's picking on you, right? I was like, is he? I was like, he's really bad at it then, isn't it? Like, he just says these weird comments. Then what happened is the TV presentation, the one we had to present on TV. And then what happens, like a team of PhD researchers, they're going to watch that and everything, yeah. I remember preparing beforehand, I was just nervous. And before presentations, I'm always shaking and stuff. And then when I get there, I'm all right, yeah. And what happens, yeah, I went to my classmates and what I said to them is, listen, if you guys do this for my presentation, I'll do it for your presentation, yeah?
Do what?
So I'll tell you. So I went with papers and I gave each one a paper. I said, ask me this question, ask me this question. And like it sound like they're listening to my thing, and then they will be more impressed. I said, ask me this question, this. And I already pre-answered like in my head, yeah? So what happened, he went, and I don't know how he got the idea. He must have just had the same idea. And he went to the class, those same people.
Oh, that guy?
That guy, James, yeah. He went to the same people and he said, what's it called? He was like, can you do this? And they said, no, we're not going to do that. And he was like very salty about it. So then I go to the podium. It was like the podium thingy, yeah. And I'm like there. And I remember, if I can show the clip, yeah. If I have I think I have the clip. If I can, I'm just going to put a screenshot of what I looked like, yeah. I'm right there. And I went on this podium and I'm wearing everything's fine. I'm wearing a brown sweater and I'm wearing black Chelsea boots here for the fashion. The Chelsea boots they're called, yeah. It's like these Chelsea leather boots. It's so bad. Like when I look back, I look so ugly, yeah. But I'm there on the podium. And then next thing you know, like the nervousness is gone and I'm just starting. I'm like, oh yeah, the process of la 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 la. I can't remember what I was talking about. And then at the end, so it's question time. So the cameras are like still rolling and everything. I'm like, so does anyone have any questions? Then classmates' hands start shooting up and they're like, what do you think of all 8 questions? I think it's 7 or 8 questions. Everyone asked. I took a breath. I was like as if I'm thinking. I'm like, well, and I was like, yeah, you guys don't know what's going on. And then the questions are now finished, and this guy, they go, any more questions? The professor, she says, any more questions? He puts his hand up. I was like, of course you're gonna bloody put your hand up, innit? He puts his hand up. Sorry, my shoulder. Yeah, he puts his hand up, and he asked me the dumbest question I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, so he says, your research. Ice cream van. Your research. This is like what just happened there. So he goes, your research only had, I think he said 150. What do you call them? 150 people involved or something, yeah? And you said that if you had, so I said there's limitations to my study, which is, you know, when you do a research paper, you say limitations, that this could have been better to make it more reliable. The study should have been more, you know, it just would have been more reliable. That's it, basically, yeah? He goes, you said it would have been better if you had more than 150, but when you average it out, doesn't it work out the same? I said, well, yeah. And I didn't even have to think about my answer because I was like, I'm going to roast you today, yeah, waste man. So I said, well, if you have, you know, because this is, just to explain the scenario, yeah, this is about how your brain, so if you speak two languages, and then there's another control group, they speak only one language, English, yeah. So if you speak Bengali and English, German and English, Dutch and English, like that, yeah, we had so many of them, 150. I said, if you have more, it would be better. He goes, it's going to average out anyway, so what's the point? I said, the point is, every single one of those people, some of them might have learning difficulties in the exam that we took. They could have learning difficulties. They could be different ages. They could be different cultures, because your culture also affects the test that we're doing. They could speak even more language that we didn't consider. That's why we have, we should have more. And I said, do you have any more questions? Yeah? Because then he asked another question. I can't remember what it was. I said, do you have any more questions after the second one? Yeah. And my professor, she muted his mic, and she goes, no, that's enough.
What do you mute his mic?
Everyone has mics.
Oh.
So to ask the question, yeah.
Oh,
So she muted his mic, and she goes, no, that's enough questions. I think we've all had enough of those questions, yeah? And then she said, congratulations, everything. The whole class like clapped, and you know, it was on thingy. All the research professors. We went first, by the way. I volunteered to go first because I was like, let me get out of the way. All the professors, they said, that guy, he stole the show. And I was like, yes, come on.
Worked.
Yes, the plan worked. I stole the show. Everyone who went after, yeah, like I listened, I did their questions as well. So they got higher grades, but in the whole class, I got 84, which is, they don't like to give more than 84. And I got 84 for that thing. No one else got. I asked my professor after, I said, what are the grades of that? And everyone was sharing their grades. No one got higher than, I think it was 77 or something. I smashed that one.
And well done.
But that's that. But do you know what? The whole point of that story wasn't, I mean, it was to show off, you know, like obviously a little bit, but it's not about that. It's about, you know, this thing about going against a guy who like is basically, or quite obviously bullying me, trying to bully me or pick on me and, you know, get under my skin. I never encountered that as much as, you know, that mental games, those mental games. I never encountered that before. I only encountered it after going uni, and this guy came out of nowhere. And then I realized afterwards, I encountered it so many places in uni. High school, it's not like that. It's like, you got a problem with me, we're going to fight now, and that's it. And college is like, we're too stressed doing our own thing to even fight with you, go away, yeah?
We don't care.
And university is, you got the fights, you got the mental games, you got your own assignments, you got individual stuff, and you have to figure out who's a snake, who's not. All these things. That is such a big life skill. Certain people I know, they went university, look, they went from their house to the uni door, they done the lesson, they went straight to their house. Not only did they not get the degree that they wanted properly, they didn't learn any life skill, they didn't learn anything extra, they never made any community of friends that they can, you know, there's my professor, I have him on some of my socials. I talk to him in Spanish because he's my Spanish professor. He's a legend. I speak to him in Spanish. I say, how are you and everything. Just keep a report. He offered me a job once, and he said to become an Arabic lecturer in the university that I studied. But I said to him, look, like, I could have easily gotten that job, by the way. But I was like, look, I haven't got enough Arabic training. My Arabic's not that good that I would, you know, smash it as a teacher. Even though it was basic Arabic. I should have taken it now. I should have just taken it, gone the 50k or whatever it was. But I don't want to be disingenuous or anything. But this is what I mean. University isn't just that paper and stuff. And then, okay, afterwards, all right, the job side and everything, there's people who have apprenticeship. You have to be very lucky, you know, to get the type of jobs, and you just have to keep grinding. You have to keep working. It doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen because you just have a degree under your belt. You have to actually work hard. I'm still working hard. Like, you know, maybe I seem like I've got everything established and perfect in life right now. It's not perfect. It is well below perfect. I have so much I still want to do, so much I still need to learn. And you know, that's it. Even like, for example, if you just check our TikTok comments at the moment, the amount of debates I'm having with people because of religion and things like that, yeah, morality and all this stuff, I wouldn't even be able to articulate a basic, you know, clear message to people, because I would have been shy, nervous. Oh, how am I gonna argue with people about the phone? Let them just say, I'll just ignore them. That skill of fighting back, yeah, that I got from university, you know. And it's not to say that you can't get those skills from other places, you know what I mean. But my point is that it's about, obviously there's like, I don't know if I want to talk about life after GCSEs now or in the future, like, you know, jobs and things like that. I think we'll save that for a future episode.
Or life after GCSEs or life after studies?
Life after studies, sorry, I meant to say. Like, life after studies is, I think, a broader topic, like how to apply for jobs and stuff. Like, if you guys are interested in that, leave a like on the video, obviously, and put it in the comments that you want us to talk about jobs.
Or put in the comments what else topics you want us to talk about.
Yeah, because you know, like with in terms of jobs.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
That's another. I think that's another topic. It requires, like, how do you apply for jobs, CVs and stuff like that. People really are like, I know everyone's gonna be like, oh, we don't need that because we got ChatGPT. ChatGPT doesn't give you jobs. I'm just gonna, as a person who's used it myself, it doesn't give you jobs. ChatGPT is a cop out, and it's just like, you know, I guess you can use it, apply for a retail job or something, but then you could just do that yourself and get the training and practice. With jobs, I think we'll do a whole another episode because it's important. But again, yeah, just let us know in the comments what other topics you want us to talk about, or if you want us to talk about that. But I wanted to say this, yeah, back to the thing, because parents, if you have made it this far, please do not dislike the video and please do not come for my neck, okay? But you know, GCSEs, yeah? Those, I wanted to focus specifically on them because I have students who are doing them and stuff like that, and it is stressful, and we've been through it and everything. You know, GCSEs, it's not that don't study for them, it's not don't stress for them, it's that don't bet your whole life on them, that, you know what, if I complete my GCSEs, I'm fine. Take it in a relaxed approach. You know, you got all these subjects.
Not relaxed, because I think the people are taking it in the wrong way. Is you obviously have to put the effort, the time, revision, everything, but don't stress too much in the sense that your life depends on it. It's life or death, the way I felt after seeing my results, which is not it. You still need to get passed in maths and English. You still need to get good grades in the other subjects that you're studying. If you don't, it's not the end of the world, but it's better if you do, whether you want to pursue after GCSE into a higher not high education, like, you know, a high profile like A level or college. Depending on that, even if it's not high profile, you still need passes. They expect that. So just do enough, put enough. Not, how can I say, because then people are just gonna put in only enough effort to get that. Always you put in the work and get the highest grade you can, but don't stress too much.
It's about quality, it's not about quantity. It's not about, I'm going to put 9 hours into one subject and that's it. It's not about that. There's literally, it's Feynman technique, yeah? Feynman technique, research this technique. If you got a second, research this technique. It's called the Feynman technique, and it basically focuses your attention on exactly what you need, and it trains your short-term memory and your long-term memory to remember what you need to write, basically, yeah? Don't take my word for it. I've looked at that technique so many years ago, so I can't remember if I'm saying it right, but look up the Feynman technique. It's very, really important. And another thing is, people, that's what I'm saying, like, they spend 9 hours, 10 hours on studying and they learn nothing because they're trying to cram the night before. All that knowledge that you've been being taught for 5 years, you really think within a night you're going to have all 5 years of knowledge, or like 2 years of knowledge within your head. You're not. You need to be systematic, have a brain, and
take it one step at a time.
Yeah, the advice I usually give, like, students who come and ask me, I give them very simple advice. I say, look, out of all the GCSEs, all 11, let's say, or 7 GCSEs you're going to do, there's 2 main ones you have to do for jobs. This is strictly jobs, and maybe university or maybe A levels. You need English and you need maths. Yeah, excel in them or pass in them, whatever you do. Those 2 you have to study for. You have to be really smart, and smart meaning in how you study. No, you don't have to be, you know, so intelligent like Einstein, but you need to be smart in how you study for them, because those are very important. So English language and maths, make sure that you study for them properly, okay?
Because with English and maths, you can't progress into A levels or college or basically the next phase of your education life after GCSEs without passing. It's going to be more difficult. Sometimes, if you're lucky, they will allow you and be nice and be like, you can get in, but you need to research. Sometimes they're like, no, you didn't get it, and you know. And
the other thing was science. That's another one. Science is really important. And then remember, because obviously it might be a bit too late to say this now, but perhaps it will help you in the future, or those who haven't reached GCSE yet, or those who are in A levels right now, or they're progressing to university, whatever, wherever you are. You could be finished with uni, to be honest. You could be old, you could be young. Just remember this. Unfortunately, we live in a world where you're categorized by your grades. Someone said the school system is like a factory system. You're organized in rows, and then you have to ask permission to go toilet. You have a specific lunch time, so you're literally like a factory. But it's really easy to forget that the whole point an education system exists is to educate yourself and to become educated, to become knowledgeable. We have to sometimes reevaluate: are we studying in order to understand mathematical things properly? Are we studying in order to understand English better, in order to gain scientific knowledge, in order to become more, adept at using computers? Are we studying to actually enhance ourselves and become better and more knowledgeable and skilled? Or are we studying because we need that grade on that paper? I think that's such an important question to ask ourselves, and make sure that we remember in the back of our heads that yes, as much as this is a pressuring time, and I'm pressured to get good grades and stuff, I also need to make sure I've actually learned something, and I've not wasted my time learning about history. Do something with that history. Or if you learned about geography, do something with the geography. Don't just give up. I think whether you do any sort of education, it could be GCSE, A level, uni, whatever, remember that knowledge is power, and that knowledge you should pass down to others, help others with. And if you have even more knowledge, maybe you could go on the Lads Talk TikTok account and you can comment down in the post below. But yeah, I just thought we just thought it was a good time to talk about this topic because it's fresh in everyone's mind. We hope you enjoyed. But most definitely, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're going to talk about more topics that affect you and affect us. What's the Lads Talk podcast even about? The Lads Talk podcast is our little realm where we educate men or people or young people to get through life. How would you say? To get through life and deal with difficult situations the way we have dealt with them, and learn from the mistakes that we've made so that you don't have to. So if you're interested in things like that, make sure you subscribe. Please do leave a comment on any topics you want to hear about, or what you thought about this episode. We done it a bit different than usual. You might also notice it's just me and Garis today. And yeah, make sure you check in the description below. We have our sponsors there, and we have our socials, and as well we have and we also have a Google form there that you might want to fill in for something coming in the future. Thank you to our 800 plus subscribers and our followers. And we also, for those who are taking exams or who are in those final stages of your educational life, academic life, we hope your exams go really well. We wish you the best of luck, and until next time you've graduated from Lads Talk University today, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.